Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to talk about dirty bulking and why it's not the way to actually do things to reach your damn physique or fitness goals. Any fitness goal that you have, dirty bulking is not the right approach for reaching your fitness goals, no matter what that goal is. Bodybuilding, whatever, being very strong, building lots of muscle, building a great physique. Dirty bulking is never the right way. And now let me explain what dirty bulking actually is and what dirty bulking is not. So what people might say dirty bulking is just eating whatever, and I agree, but I don't 100% agree with that, because you can actually eat whatever and still make fairly lean gains if you actually control your calories. But what actually dirty bulking is that you eat a lot more than you actually need. You usually eat like 1000 calories on top of your maintenance calories. Let's say that you're maintaining on 3000 calories. You start eating 4000, 4500 calories. Some might even push that to 5000 calories. That's 2000 calorie surplus. So that's way too much. That's way too much. And if you actually combine that huge caloric surplus with unhealthy foods, I would say you're going to gain even more fat. So usually dirty bulking is you're force feeding so much that your weight just goes up like way too fast. You're gaining weight, you're rapidly gaining weight like very fast. And usually what happens when you gain weight too fast is that you don't actually gain more muscle. You gain a lot of scale weight. You might look a little bit bigger, more fuller, but you didn't gain more muscle. That's the thing. And I would say when you didn't gain that muscle, there's no point in actually dirty bulking. But some people believe that they need to dirty bulk. They need these extra calories to actually gain that muscle. But I would say they just have to work on being more patient with their fitness goals. Because usually that's why people overbulk. They eat way too much. Now I'm not saying don't bulk, but you can actually lean bulk. You can check out my how to lean bulk videos on my channel. Just search for that, how to lean bulk, explained in detail. Now that's if you actually lean bulk, you can gain 100% muscle and zero fat or very little fat if you're not like 100% dialed in your diet. Because you don't have, some people don't care about that, don't want that, to overthink everything, because they don't really care about that too much. So I get it, but even then they still want optimal results. So that's why it's not a good idea to dirty bulk. Because now let's say that you do dirty bulk, you're going to gain large amounts of weight very fast, and then here's what's going to happen. Now if you want to be lean, if you want to have abs, you're not going to have abs on a dirty bulk if you actually do a real dirty bulk. Because some people, they don't count calories, Usually people that don't really have the appetite to eat large amounts of food, they don't really gain too much weight, so it's a lean bulk for them. And it was for me, because I actually wasn't able to overeat that much when I ate junk, that I just gained a little bit of body fat, obviously. Maybe I was holding a lot of water retention too, and I just didn't look that lean, but I didn't gain like too much fat because I didn't gain that much weight in the first place. I probably gained like a few pounds. I mean, if you're going to gain a few pounds of weight, that's a lean bulk. A few pounds in a matter of months, that's a lean bulk. That's from my experience, that if you're going to eat junk food, first of all, you're not going to look that lean compared to a healthier diet that consists of a lot more protein. You're eating a lot of vegetables, healthy carbs, not a bunch of refined sugars. You're eating healthy fats, not a bunch of unhealthy fats, and just everything is 100% dialed in on a very good diet. You're going to look a lot leaner because first of all you are leaner, and second, you're not holding any water, because when you eat junk you're going to hold more water, because the unhealthy foods, they don't cause that. But that's only temporary, doesn't last too long. It's going to last during your bulk, and when you stop eating the junk, you're going to go back to a more leaner look. And that's very cool, because some people actually, that's when, if it fits your macros, comes into play. That's the only reason why some people can get away with eating junk, is because they never been like, they're never been that hungry, so they can actually eat the junk and actually control themselves, because naturally they're not that hungry, compared to some people that they can eat a lot more, and the junk just tastes so good that they're going to eat large amounts of calories. And these people, they need to be a lot smarter with their food choices, and they actually need to avoid the junk, like completely avoid it. Me, for example, I don't really, when I'm hungry, I enjoy eating junk, but I usually get satisfied by eating junk very fast, and I usually don't crave. I need just small amounts and I'm fine with it. And actually something that I figured out is that my appetite is largely controlled by my body fat percentage. The higher my body fat percentage is, I'm not as hungry. I have a very hard time getting enough protein. So, and when I try to eat more protein, I actually get leaner, and that's when I get hungry. When I'm leaner, I'm way more hungry, but when I eat large amounts of protein and clean carbs, I stay lean. So I would say your body fat percentage can control your appetite. That's why bodybuilders, when they're like shredded, they are very hungry. That's because their body is trying to tell them to eat more, because their body fat percentage is very unhealthy. So they need to eat more. So yeah, dirty bulking is not the way to go. It's not a smart choice. So if you can learn from me and from everyone else, it's a very good idea to do that. Not just waste your time, because when you finish with that dirty bulk, you have to go on a very long cut and you're going to lose a lot of muscle, believe me. And later, when you bulk so fast that you gain mostly body fat, and then with that fast cut or slow but very long cut, you're probably going to lose muscle because you're impatient in the first place. So you're probably going to do a fast cut. So you're going to lose that muscle that you actually gained on that dirty bulk, and you're probably going to quit lifting. So what's the point? What's the point? You're not going to gain extra muscle. Believe me, I tried it and actually regret doing that because I could have stayed a lot leaner and I was going to look a lot more impressive, but you learn with experience. But if you can learn from me, that's going to be even better because you don't have to dirty bulk, you don't have to fast cut. I mean, don't listen to people that say you can fast cut and maintain off your muscle mass. That's not going to happen. I tried it myself. I look very small. I feel like I'm losing most of my muscle, and then I actually have to regain that muscle, and I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not making any progress, so what's the point? You can check out my channel. You can see, you can actually, with more searching, you can see when I was actually losing body fat, and you're going to see that I'm not that impressive anymore. I'm lean, but I don't have the size because I was that size, and then I'm trying to regain that size, and when I actually successfully regain it and do another cut, I lose everything again. And now that I'm not doing that anymore, I'm looking a lot bigger. So you have to learn from me.